former U.S. Marine and Mass State Trooper, Sergeant Dan Clark. Thank you. Town of Reading's veteran agent, Mr. Kevin Miller. Director of the Northeast Outreach Center in Haverhill, Mr. John Radcliffe. Superintendent of Reading Public Schools, Dr. John Doherty. Assistant Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Craig Martin. School Committee Member, Dr. Linda Snow-Doxer, and all our friends who joined us today. We would now like to have our Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts present the colors. Excellent. Thank you, boys and girls, for our Girl Scouts and our Boy Scouts. Wonderful. Everyone can be seated. This is our 19th annual Joshua Eaton Veterans Day program. We are proud to welcome all of you who are veterans, and thank you for joining us today to tribute you as veterans and the veterans everywhere. I would like to draw everyone's attention to the flag displayed on the wall behind me. This flag belongs to retired Joshua Eaton kindergarten teacher, Mrs. Gibbons' father-in-law, who served in World War II. And boys and girls, that was way back in 1945. Yes. Thank you, Mrs. Gibbons, for sharing this special flag with us. We'd like to take a moment and give special recognition to Ms. Jill Mayberry. Jill, could you please come up? Ms. Mayberry is a veteran herself, having served in the Air Force as a sergeant from 1979 to 1981. 76 to 81. Ms. Mayberry is also a person who had an idea for a Veterans Day program 19 short years ago and has turned it into what it is today. So we would like to say a heartfelt thank you for your service to our country and most importantly for us, your service to the students of Joshua Eaton. Thank you. Our kindergartners had a cute little sign. Thank you, Mrs. Mayberry. Great job, you guys. You can have a seat now. I have two fifth graders assisting me with the MC duties for today. I'm pleased to introduce to you Lauren Hurley. Lauren, you take it. And Justin Ringlow.
start our program today with the Pledge of Allegiance, our national anthem, the playing of taps, and a moment of silence.
This song called Taps is played at the gravesite of a veteran who has died and is a very serious song. You'll hear it played twice even though you can't see both musicians. Please do not clap when it is finished. We will have our moment of silence after the playing of taps. Thank you to Reading Memorial High School's Mike, Joyce, and Will Mary for joining us here today.
Please stand now for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for the national anthem sung by 5th grader Kevin Lentel in the playing of taps and a moment of silence.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light, one so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the nights that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave, and for the land of the free and the home of the brave. Students at Joshua Eaton have tremendous respect for veterans and the service that they have performed for our country. They are true American heroes. A thank you from each grade level will now join us to share their thank you to veterans. Brian Roach, kindergarten. Francesca Rizza and Teddy Hahi, first grade. Grace Cowley, second grade. Morgan Kale, third grade. Annabelle Shanley, fourth grade. Dory Sennett, fifth grade. Thank you. You may now be seated. Veterans Day has a very special history. It first began as a way to always remember the end of World War I. That was back in the year 1918, over 90 years ago. The countries that had been fighting agreed to end the war on November 11, 1918. They signed the peace agreement at 11 a.m. on Veterans Day. On that day, Veterans Day started out being called Armistice Day because it was named after the peace agreement, which is called an armistice.
Thank you. We have some grade level representatives. They have a special message for our veterans here today.
Thank you, veterans, for your work for America. Dear veterans, thank you for protecting our country. Thank you for being brave and strong. We appreciate your hard work and sacrifice. Dear veterans, thank you for being brave and strong. We love our veterans. Dear veterans, we American people, thank you for the freedom you gave us and the safety we have. The days and nights that you fought for us, we do it on Veterans Day to honor you. Dear veterans, we are so lucky to have people like you that are brave, strong, and have grit. Thank you so much for helping us when we always need you. Dear veterans, thank you for being so brave and protecting us. You sacrificed your life for our country. You even left your family. Thank you for helping fight for our freedom.
Dear veterans, thank you for risking your life for us. And for countless hours without sleep, it was worth the hardship. Thank you for participating and serving our country. Although it was hard to leave your loved ones behind, we thank you on the 11th month, on the 11th day, of the 11th hour, to say thank you. And when you find peace in the world, remember who fought for it. Many died, many lived, and now we live in peace and harmony. We thank the bold and the courageous, not just because you saved us. We do it because we care. Thank you. Thank you.
In 1945, veteran Raymond Weeks from Alabama had the idea to expand the celebration of Veterans Day to include all veterans and not just those who served in World War I. In 1954, President Eisenhower decided to change the name from Armistice Day to Veterans Day. Ever since then, we continue to celebrate Veterans Day each year on November 11th to remember that the peace agreement was signed on the 11th day of the 11th month at the 11th hour to end World War I. Mr. Weeks was declared the father of Veterans Day when he was honored in 1982 by President Ronald Reagan with the Presidential Citizenship Medal.
Josh Meehan is proud to recognize Veterans Day in a special way. We have songs and poems to celebrate the importances of veterans, our country, and the freedom we have as United States citizens.
One of our Reading residents, Mr. Bill Brown, made this display of the flags that is kept at the Superintendent of Schools office. We are proud to display the flags of the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Marines, the Coast Guard, and Merchant Marines. This display represents the 7 major conflicts that Reading men and women have been involved in, many of whom are buried in Reading cemeteries. These conflicts are the Revolutionary War, the Civil War, the Spanish-American War, World War I, World War II, Korean War, and the Vietnam War. Joshua Eaton served as a sergeant in the Revolutionary War.
At this point in our program, we would like to formally recognize our honored guests, many of whom are related to members of our Joshua Eaton family. On behalf of all of our students and staff, I want to express our appreciation to you for your dedication to our country and our freedom. If you wish, when I call your name, you'd like to stand or wave or smile, I'll leave that to you. And we will have a respectful applause when I complete all of the names. First is Tom Bates. He's a senior airman in the U.S. Air Force. He's the grandfather of Simon and Lillian Madden. Jim Baxter, Staff Sergeant, U.S. Air Force, Vietnam War, grandfather of Lily Gualtieri and father of Amy Gualtieri. Kevin Baumiller, Commander, U.S. Navy, Town of Reading Veterans Affairs. William Brown, Airman First Class, United States Air Force, served Korea, served in Tripoli, Libya. Richard Brown, Major, U.S. Marine Corps, Vietnam era. He's the grandfather of Morgan and Ashley Brown. Robert Kane, Sergeant, U.S. Marine Corps, Vietnam era, grandfather of Alyssa and Ian Hannafin. Kevin Cashin, Petty Officer First Class, U.S. Navy, Operation Enduring Freedom and Operation Iraqi Freedom, father of Kathleen and Aaron Cashin. William Chedwin, Specialist 5, U.S. Army, Vietnam War, grandfather of Sophie Patterson. Daniel Clark, Sergeant, United States Marine Corps, peacetime 1980 to 1984, a longtime special guest and entertainer of Joshua Eaton. Thank you. Philip Corsi, Petty Officer 3rd Class, U.S. Navy, Vietnam era, grandfather of Bridget Branson. Peter Casado, Corporal, U.S. Army, Vietnam era, grandfather of Dylan Fudo. John Daly, Airman First Class, U.S. Air Force, Berlin Wall Crisis, grandfather of John and Patrick Torrell. John DeMoy, E5, U.S. Army, Cuban Missile Crisis, grandfather of Sophia Nazaro. Joe Donovan, SP5, U.S. Army, Vietnam War, former Joshua Eaton custodian. Tony Gallagher, Staff Sergeant, U.S. Air Force, Vietnam era, grandfather of Annabella Shanley. Dean Gibbons, Corporal, U.S. Marine Corps, Vietnam War, husband of former JD teacher, Marcia Gibbons. Charlie Healy, soldier, U.S. Army, Korean War, grandfather of Jonathan and Liam Willis. Jim Jaddo, commander, Naval submariner and U.S. Coast Guard, both Vietnam and the Cold War, grandfather of Jack Jaddo. Robert Jenny, commander, U.S. Navy, grandfather of Michael and Evan Jenny. Jack Johnston, PFC, U.S. Army, Korean War, friend of Ms. Mayberry. Robert Kenyon, U.S. Air Force, Desert Storm, grandfather of Eden Kenyon. Stephen Larhand, Lieutenant Commander, U.S. Navy, Vietnam War, grandfather of Madeline Lauderhand. Thomas Mahoney, Petty Officer, 2nd Class, U.S. Navy, Vietnam era, grandfather of Ari Mahoney. Jill Mayberry, Sergeant, U.S. Air Force, peacetime, speech-language pathologist at Joshua Eaton. Larry McCluskey, cadet, U.S. Navy, World War II, great-grandfather of Braden Callan. Keith McInnes, Corporal, U.S. Marine Corps, Gulf War era, father of Ryan McGinnis. John McLaughlin, Sergeant, U.S. Army and the Army Reserves, grandfather of Lauren Downing. Michael Muscarella, Corporal, U.S. Army, Vietnam, grandfather of Maya Muscarella. Scott Nichols, SPC E4, U.S. Army, Operation Enduring Freedom, Kosovo, Afghanistan, relative of Emily Nichols. Chris O'Brien, Captain, U.S. Air Force, Operation Southern Watch and Operation Northern Watch, father of Mary Kate O'Brien. Roland Rassicott, Seaman First Class, U.S. Navy, the Cold War, grandfather of Emily Rassicott. John Ratka, Commander Master Chief, U.S. Navy from 1972 to 1988, Northeast Outreach Center of Haverhill, Massachusetts. Gordon Richards, Third Class Petty Officer, U.S. Navy, Vietnam, grandfather of Wes and Winnie Richards. Paul Borgazio, Airman, First Class, Air National Guard, grandfather of Anna Bowen. Philip Siciliano, Coxswain, U.S. Navy, World War II, great-grandfather of Michaela Cohoon. Edgar Terrell, Airman First Class, U.S. Air Force, Vietnam War, grandfather of Patrick and John Terrell. William Winslow, Lieutenant, Junior Grade, U.S. Navy, Vietnam, grandfather of Mary Kate O'Brien. Robert Trider, Corporal, Marines, grandfather of Grace and Molly Crowley. Jim Murphy, Sergeant, U.S. Air Force, K-9, Vietnam, grandfather of Jack and Kate Murphy. Ronald Surratt, Sergeant, Air Force, Vietnam. Kevin Bowmiller, Commander, U.S. Navy, Veterans Agent. We'd like to make special mention of a couple of people. We have Robert DeRost, SP5, U.S. Army, Vietnam War. Harold Goldstein, Sergeant, Army of Engineers for the Korean War, father of Mrs. Greco. Jim Wilcox, Airman, U.S. Air Force, Vietnam era, husband of Mrs. Wilcox. Boys and girls, let's give a nice round of applause for all of them. Will be the names of the men and women who are actively serving.
The following is a list of the men and women from our Joshua Eaton family who are actively serving our country. Jason McDonough, Navy, cousin of Evan Kerr. James Bledsoe, Air Force, cousin of Cameron Capobianco. Nicholas Lewis, Navy, uncle of Adrian Arano Bobran. Retired Army Staff Sergeant Ryan P. O'Donnell, currently serving in the National Guard, nephew of Mrs. Kiley. Rose Yannetti, Air Force, cousin of Ms. Fusco. Specialist Timothy Kurkowski, Army Reserves, one of my cousins. Sergeant Amy Kasperzik, Army National Guard, also one of my cousins. Dominic DeSimone, Army Military Police, a friend of the Manna family.
Thank you, Mrs. McGivney. At this time, we will listen to a military British melody sung by the children and led by Ms. Holly Gallant, our music specialist.
Mr. Bromiller is the Town of Reading's Veterans Agent.
Well, thank you very much for inviting me today. And Jill, thank you for starting this 19 years ago, and for all of your help to me on Veterans Day and Memorial Day. I hope you continue. So thank you very much. I am the Veterans first service officer here in town. I've been here for about 3 years, and I just have an awesome job because I get to work with all kinds of veterans and their families to help them obtain vet benefits that they obtained from their time in service and serving our country. And it's great to see so many American heroes here today. And we have all different services, but they all have one very specific thing in common. At one point in their life, in some cases many years ago, they raised their right hand and they swore to defend the Constitution of the United States. And on Veterans Day, November 11th, we will honor over 20 million living American veterans who have taken that same oath. And it's a very special patriotic fellowship. And I just ask that everybody not just honor veterans on Veterans Day, but please honor veterans all throughout the year. Be thankful to them, learn from them, and pass on their stories, because this is living history here. So again, I thank you all for your service. Thank you for having me here today. And on this next Saturday, November 11th, I invite all the veterans to a breakfast at the Masonic Lodge Hall from 9 to 10:30, and it's free. And then at 11 o'clock, we will have a ceremony on the town common, which I invite everybody to come out to, and again, honor all the veterans. So again, thank you very much for having me, and have a great day.
Thank you, Mr. Miller. At this time, we will hear a poem honoring veterans by the second grade students.
Our school has been working very hard with our music teachers, Ms. Gallant and Mr. Tulevine, to learn songs to recognize Veterans Day. We will sing two of our favorite songs about America, which is called America, I Hear You Sing, and Proud to Be an American.
I
So you guys ready? Major, permission to carry on, sir. Aye, aye, sir. In the Marine Corps, in the military, a veteran, we always do everything under commands. When you sing with me, you're going to be on your feet. I'm going to give you a command. The command is going to be ready. What? Don't do anything. Ready? Feet. Okay, the first thing you hear is called is a preparatory command. It tells your brain what you're about to do, and then feet is the command of execution, and then you're going to get up on your feet really fast, okay? But you don't want to move until you actually hear feet. So the command is going to be ready, feet, but it's going to sound like this. Don't do anything yet. Ready, feet, and then you're going to stand up real fast. You guys ready? Can you do that? Ready, up, no, get back, no, come on. Ready, feet. Outstanding. After we're done singing, now teachers, you can try this in your classroom. After we're done singing, give you the command to go back down to the floor. Basically, I want you to drop out of the sky right to your position, but I do not want you to hurt yourself, okay? So when you go back to sit down, you do it fast, but don't hurt yourself, okay? The command is ready, seats, okay? The command is going to sound like this. Get back up. The command's going to sound like this. Ready, seats, and then you're going to drop back down. So we're going to try that. Get back up. Okay, here's the command. Ready, seats. Outstanding. Ready, feet.
Mom was gonna use this.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know, we're going to sing a song. I actually had the great honor to meet the gentleman who wrote it. He's a very famous country singer. His name is Mr. Lee Greenwood. And he told me, he says, Dan, he says, I wrote this song so many years ago, back in the early 1980s, and he says, you know, I never figured it was going to be such a big song, kind of a country or a pop anthem, if you will, and he's so happy that everybody loves his song so much. So out of tribute to the great country singer, Mr. Lee Greenwood, I hope you'll sing with me, Proud to be an American. Just the children and my wife. I thank my lucky stars to be living here today. Well, the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. Come on, and I'm proud to be an American where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died who gave that pride to me. And I'll gladly stand up next to you in the printers till today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. Come on now. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plain to Texas, from the sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA. But there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say, get up, come on, up. And I'm proud to be an American where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died who gave that right to me. And I'll gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. Come on. And I'm proud to be an American where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died who gave that pride to me. And I'll gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. Ready, seats. Outstanding.
Thank you everyone for these touching songs. Your songs bring an important message to all of us as we honor our guests and veterans everywhere.
We are excited to now introduce Ms. Mayberry, our speech and language pathologist here at Joshua Eaton, who coordinates this program with her volunteer committee. She too is a veteran and has served in the United States Air Force. Ms. Mayberry will tell us about our Pennies for Veterans project in honor of the veterans. This year we have raised $250.
Thank you, Laura. Good morning, veterans, staff, boys and girls, respected guests. This year, at this time of year, we now are going to kick off our penny collection for this school year. We collected 250,000 pennies, and our pennies go to the Veterans Northeast Outreach Center up in Haverhill, which help veterans find a place to live, a place to go to school, go to the doctor, and have food to eat. So our pennies are very helpful to the veterans. So now I'd like to introduce Mr. John Radcliffe, the director of the Outreach Center. And John, I'd like to present our $250 to you to help the veterans that the children have collected this year. Thank you.
Master Chiefs are not supposed to cry, but you folks bring a tear to my eye. I want to thank you very much. Last year you helped us house or place in housing 515 homeless veteran families. You also assisted with our food pantry, and last year you helped us serve or provide more than 100,000 minutes of service to veterans and their family. Thank you very much. I'm sorry to pull that away, but Jill and your staff and the school, I want to thank you all so very much. 19 years, unbelievable.
Done 19 years at this Veterans Assembly without our veterans and the great staff and everybody who help out. It takes a school. Thank you.
Thank you once again, Sergeant Clark, that was beautiful. Thank you, boys and girls, you did a nice job singing. In closing, we'd like to thank the many staff members and the PTO who have contributed to organizing this wonderful community outreach program and celebration. This program truly brings Veterans Day to life for our students. First of all, of course, we'd like to thank Ms. Mayberry for her leadership for this assembly and our staff committee. I'm going to read the names of the staff who are involved in this wonderful event. Ann Manna, Karen Girardi, Susie Libby, Holly Gallant, Stacy Kress, Kathy Carmody, Janet McElhaney, Liz McGevna, Marie Kiley, Allie Burns, Brittany Conant, Amy Greco, Joan Clark, John Fogelstrom, Tina Torman, Andrea Caruso, Karen Norris, Lauren Fusco, Michelle Hopkinson, Dan Tu Levine, Kathleen and Jiminy, Michelle Callan, Donald Cook, Bethany Nazaro, Adam DeRosa, Joy Pippi, Dino Masato, John Magazoo, and Robin Ragazzini. Nice round of applause. I would also like to thank our students who made these beautiful posters that you see around the room as well as in the hallways, and the greeting cards that were created to have you come here today. Not only have you learned a little bit more about the importance of Veterans Day, but you have also entertained us with your songs and your poems today. I'm very proud of each and every one of you. Again, thank you to our many veterans and family members and distinguished guests who have joined us here today. The PTO has prepared coffee and refreshments for our guests in the lobby that is out this door and to the left over here. We hope you will join us for the reception and maybe visit some classrooms. Thank you for joining us today to help our students learn about the significance of Veterans Day. And we have some more musical entertainment.
How you guys doing? Yeah, you did some good singing, I loved it. Now, up on deck here, that's what we call it. Everything in the military has its own name. If you're in the Marine Corps, if you're in the Navy, the deck is the floor. So up on deck here, you're gonna see a vinyl representation of what I observed on my very first day in the United States Marine Corps. When you go down the bus of Paris Island, matter of fact, if you look on Google Maps out of the satellite, you can zoom in, you're gonna see a road with a whole bunch of yellow footprints. And this is how the drill instructors taught you how to stand at attention. When you came down the bus, the drill instructors came on the bus, and the very first thing they said to you is, get out on the yellow footprints. So, I have a whole bunch of yellow footprints for you, but I won't be yelling at you today. So, I know many of you know what I'm about to do. If you would like to represent one of the branches of service, all I ask you to do is raise your hand when I pick on you, quietly stand up, tell me your name, and then we're gonna go, there's a gentleman on the back wearing the Under Armour, asked me about my shoes today. Stand up nice and tall. What's your name, sir? Ben. Nice to meet you, Ben. What branch of service do you want to represent, Ben? You want to represent the United States Army. Do you have anybody here representing the United States Army right now? No, sir? Okay, Ben, come on up. So Ben's going to be my first victim. So Ben, you're going to see right on the deck, you see these yellow footprints? It says Department of the Army. What I want you to do is put your feet right in the yellow footprints, heels together, feet at 45 degree angle, thumb along the seam of your trousers, just like this. Head and eyes straight to the front. Lock your body up, Ben. Now you are in the position of attention. You will not move, you will not scratch, you will not laugh. He is now in the position of attention. Every time I come up to you, Ben, you're very loudly going to announce that you represent my United States Army. Do you understand that, sir? Ben, who do you represent?
Army.
That's well, sir. Lock your body up. I see a young lady right here. Stand up nice and tall. Hi, my name is Dan. What's your name? Paige. So nice to meet you. Now, Paige, what grade are you in, Paige?
First grade.
Outstanding. I'm so glad you're so brave to do this, Paige. Now, Ben, he represents what?
Army.
That's well. Now, Paige, what branch of service would you like to represent?
I don't know.
You don't know? How about I give you the Air Force? Would you like to be Air Force today? Okay, so Paige, what you're gonna do, it says, there's a big seal, it says Department of the Air Force. You come here, put your feet on the yellow, exactly, just like this, okay? Put your heels together, feet at a 45 degree angle. You're gonna put your thumbs on the side of your legs, and you're gonna look straight. Now, Paige, this is what's called a position of attention. When the sergeant tells me to be at attention, I get very scared, and I have to stand like this for a long time. But every time I come up to you, Paige, you're very proudly going to announce that you represent the Air Force. Can you do that for me? Okay, Paige, who do you represent?
Air Force.
Outstanding, ma'am. Ben?
Army.
Okay, that's very good. We're gonna come all the way back here. Yes, ma'am, right here. Stand up nice and tall. What is your name? Deja, wonderful name. Okay, Deja, I have Paige who represents what? Ben? Deja, he doesn't know his own name. All right, Deja, what branch of service would you like to represent? United States Navy. Deja wants to represent my United States Navy. Come on up, Deja. You're going to see a seal right here with a ship that says United States Navy. What I'd like to do is get on those yellow footprints, put your heels together, feet at a 45 degree angle, thumb along the seam of the trousers, head and eyes straight to the front. Deja, lock your body up. You are now at the position of attention. You now represent my United States Navy. Paige, who do you represent?
I forget.
It's okay, it's okay. Air Force.
Okay.
Okay, real loud. Air Force.
Air Force.
Outstanding job, ma'am. Deja.
Navy.
Ben.
Army.
Okay, I'm gonna come over here. Oh, yes, sir, right here. Stand up nice and tall. What is your name, sir? What is it? Hunter. Very nice to meet you, Hunter. Now I have Ben, who represents Deja. Paige. Help her out. Paige. Outstanding.
And what's your name one more time? Hunter. Hunter, who'd you like to represent? What branch of service? Really? You want to be my United States Marine? All right, buddy, you come up on here. Now you're going to come all the way down the end. You're going to find your yellow footprints, Hunter. Okay, all the way down here. Come all the way down here. That's our seal. Eagle, globe, and anchor. You're going to put your feet on my footprints. You're going to put your heels together, feet at a 45-degree angle. Thumb along the seam of the trousers, head and eyes straight to the front. Hunter, now you represent my United States Marines. You understand that? We're very, very proud. Now, every time I come up to you, you are going to say Marines, okay? However, I have another mission for you. Because after we say Marines or Marine Corps, we have this saying. It's kind of a sound. It goes like this. It's Marines, hoorah! And so every time, Hunter, you say Marines, I need you to go, hoorah! Okay, just like that. Can you do that for me, sir? Okay. Hunter, who do you represent?
Marines!
Outstanding. Don't be afraid, you can do it. One more time, Hunter.
Marines!
Okay, I like it. Very good. So I have Paige, who represents my
Air Force.
Deja represents
Navy.
and Ben.
Army.
Okay, Army it is. Let me see. I'll pick on this young lady right here. Stand up nice and tall. She has a lovely heart on her t-shirt there. What is your... Deja, who do you represent? Okay, lock your body up. Ben, I see you talking. Who do you represent? Paige. Hunter! That's okay. Outstanding. Thank you. What's your name, young lady? Logan. Very nice to meet you, Logan. My name is Dan, and these are all your classmates. I have 2 left. Both of them work on ships. Who do you want to represent? Coast Guard? Logan, you want to represent Coast Guard? Okay, come on. Here we go. Logan's going to represent my United States Coast Guard. They are not only protect our shores, but they are deployed to combat venues, so you're going to put your feet on those yellow footprints right there. Put your heels, look down, look, put your heels together, feet at a 45-degree angle. You're going to curl your fingers, put it right along this thing you see in your trousers, head and eyes straight to the front. Logan, every time I come up to you real loud, you're going to say Coast Guard. Can you do that for me?
Coast Guard.
Outstanding. You can do Coast Guard. Don't be afraid. Logan, who do you represent?
Coast Guard.
Ben.
Army.
Deja.
Navy.
Paige. That's okay. Air Force. You know, the thing about the Air Force that's just really cool, they actually started off as part of the Army. And what happened was the Army decided, hey, we got to fly around. We got to be able to support our troops and look down. So they started with the Army Air Corps, and then they turned into the Air Force. So every time, these very proud men and women who like to fly. So just think airplanes, Air Force, airplanes, Air Force. Paige, who do you represent?
Air Force.
Outstanding. Hunter.
Marine.
Oh, yes. Slap me. Very good. All right, I have one more all the way in the back. The gentleman who is wearing the Marlins shirt. What is your name, young man? Wait, I didn't hear you. I will march over to see you, sir. What's your name, sir? Melson? Belson, very nice to meet you. So, Belson, the only one I have left. Do you know who's remaining? Who's that? Belson, you're outstanding. He said it, the Merchant Marines. Outstanding. Come on up. Belson, take a position on my footprints right there. Put your heels together, feet at a 45-degree angle, thumb along the seam of the trousers, head and eyes straight to the front. Belson, lock your body up now. You are now in the position of attention. You represent my proud Merchant Marines. Now, these men and women, they used to take our boys overseas. Many times they got sunk by enemy submarines right off the coast of the United States. They're very proud of their service also, okay? And they have a hymn called Heave Ho, My Lads, Heave Ho. Now, ladies, every time I come up to you, Belson, I want you to real loud yell out, Merchant Marines. Can you do that for me? Belson, who do you represent?
Merchant Marines.
Outstanding, sir. Logan.
Coast Guard.
Ben.
Army.
Dale.
Navy.
Deja.
Navy.
That's well. Paige.
Air Force.
Very good. And Hunter.
Marines. Air.
Oh, outstanding. So here's my platoon. Now, What I'm going to do before I sing the hymn, I'm going to go up to each one of them. They're going to bark out who they represent, and then they're going to give me a good salute. I have a question. Can anybody give me one word? Why do people salute? I saw your hand first, sir. Stand up nice and tall. What is your name? You don't know? That's okay. So you see all veterans doing it. That's cool. Yes, ma'am, right there. Stand up nice and tall. What's your name? Maddie. Why do people salute? Give attention. Close. I'm looking for my injured patriot, Mr. Edelman. Please stand up. Why do people salute? Show respect. What is your name, Mr. Edelman? I already know that.
Brandon.
Brandon, very nice, Brandon. So Brandon, show respect. Would you like to be my drill instructor, Brandon? Okay, follow me up there. So Brandon is now going to give some commands, okay? I'm going to teach Brandon how to give commands. Now, what I want to do first, Brandon, I want you to turn around, put your heels together, feet at a 45-degree angle. You're going to put thumb along the seam of the trousers, just like that, head nice straight to the front. He is now my platoon sergeant. So now, Brandon, I'm very proud of you for saying respect. Now, what I want you to do is everybody take out your right hand, including Brandon and my platoon here. Take your right hand out and put all your fingers together, okay? Make sure they're together. Don't let your thumb fly out there like a flag. Put them all together, okay? Now the next thing I want you to do is put your right hand down on your imaginary desk in front of you, okay? Pretend you're at your desk. Okay, now, you notice on your desk that your arm and your wrist and your hand are perfectly straight. So what I want you to do, very slowly, without changing the position of your wrist, I just want you to lift it up nice and slow, keeping everything straight, and just shade your right eye. Okay? This is going to be how you salute. Okay, so you put those away. Now, Brandon, you can go and put this away. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you put your salute down there. So what I'm going to have you do, I'm going to have you give commands to your platoon to salute, hand salute, and put it away. Now, there's a couple of different things. It's called Precinct Arms. But when you say it to them, you're going to kind of bark it. You're going to go, Precinct! And they're going to snap up their salute, okay? Watch. You turn around, watch this. Command is Precinct Arms. Don't do anything until you hear the bark. Ready? Precinct! Outstanding. Okay. Now, technically, no, stay back, get back. Technically, they're supposed to stay with a hand salute until I tell them to put it away. And the way to put them away is you're going to say, order arms. Or you're going to say, order! And then they're going to drop their salute. So ready? Order! Outstanding. Now you're going to try this. Watch. It's like magic. Watch this. It's called Precinct Arms.
Precinct Arms.
And now the second you put it away, order arms.
Order Arms.
Outstanding job. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your answer. So ladies and gentlemen, veteran, each of these branches has their own hymn, their own anthem, if you will. I'm going to go over to this the wonderful young man here. I'm going to forget your name. It's a wonderful name. It starts with a B. What's your first name?
Belson.
Belson. The Belson represents who? Outstanding, Belson. So Belson, when I come up to you, you're going to yell Merchant Marines and you're going to give me a good salute. I'm going to sing the song, okay? And then I'm going to move over to Logan, and Logan real loud, you're going to say,
Coast Guard.
and you're going to give me a salute, and I'm going to sing the song. And then I'm going to move over to Ben, my big guy here, and he's real loud going to say,
Army.
and you're going to give me a salute, I'm going to sing the song. I'm going to move over to Dea here, and she's real loud going to say,
Navy.
and she's going to give me a salute, and I'm going to sing the song. And then I'm going to move to my wonderful young lady right here, Paige, and real loud she's going to say,
Air Force.
outstanding. And then you're going to give me a salute and sing the song. And then Hunter, I'm coming to you, brother. And you're going to real loud say,
Marine. Ah!
that's right. And you're going to give me a good salute, and we're going to sing the Marine Corps hymn. Now, do I have any veterans who would like to stand by behind any of these? Do I have any Merchant Marines who would like to stand over? Any Merchant Marines on deck? Do I have anyone representing the United States Coast Guard who would like to come up? I'm looking at the veterans. Look at them. They know they never volunteer for anything. How about Army? Anyone want to stand stand up with my United States Army, Big Ben. All right. Then we have the United States Navy, represented by Day over here. Deja. Outstanding. Senior Chief, how are you, sir? And then we have our wonderful Paige, who is representing who? Watch them come up. And how about, you know who the Air Force needs to come up. All right. Come on, get up here. And then, of course, Hunter representing my...
Marine!
Okay, anyone wants to stand with Hunter, please do so. So, ladies and gentlemen in the audience, if you have served, and this pertains to you too, if you've served, if you've had a family member who has served, if you've had been married to a serviceman or servicewoman, please put your paw in the air or stand up when I sing your hymn. The order of military hymns today is going to be the...
Merchantman. Coast Guard. Army. Navy. Air Force. Marine!
Outstanding, here we go. Ready? Feet! Ready, sir? Here we go. Any merchant marines, heave ho, and as heave ho, it's a long, long way to go. It's a long, long pull with our hatches full, making the winds, making the sea, making a treacherous foe. Heave ho, and as heave ho, though the seas blow high and low, we can cross in the ocean, sail any river, give us the goods and we'll deliver the submarines. We're the men of the merchant marine. Coast Guard, where are we? Coast Guard, anyone? We're always ready for the fall. We place our trust in thee. Through howling gale and shout to win our victory. Send our practices a guide, a pledge and motto too. We're always ready to or die. Like Coast Guard, we might do it. But first to fight for the right and to build a nation's might, and the army goes rolling along. A proud of all we have done, fight until that was won, and the army goes rolling along. But it's high, the army's on its way, out of your cadence and strong. Oh, wherever we go, you will always know that the army goes rolling along. Say it! Anchors aweigh, boys, anchors aweigh. Farewell to college joys, we sail and break the day. To our last night on shore, drink to the foam, until we meet once more. Is wishing you a happy winter. Air Force, off we go, into the wild yonder, flying high, into the sun. Oh, time, smash our flames from London, and to blood, in the gun. Off we go, as shooting to me, our thunder off with one hell of a roar. We hail in vain, oh, town in flame, and nothing can stop the U.S. Air Force. Do it, Hunter. Come on. From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, we will fight our country's battle in the air, on land and the sea. For us to fight for right and freedom and to keep our honor paid. We are proud to claim the title of United States Outstanding. Thank you, veterans. Thank you. Sir, thank you very much for coming up. Outstanding job. Logan, thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Ben, outstanding job. Deja, thank you so much. Beautiful name. Thank you, Paige. You did great. Keep doing it. And Hunter, wait, one more time, give it to me.
Marine, hey!
Hunter, I'm so proud of you. Thank you, sir. Ready? Seats. Now, I don't want to take too much of your day up. I have two songs. This one song is kind of sad. Your teachers told me that you've been reading this poem. Now, if you ever have the opportunity to go down to our nation's capital in Washington, D.C., you're going to see a bunch of beautiful buildings, beautiful monuments, beautiful sculptures, paintings, art, the Smithsonian Institute. It's unbelievable down there. But you're going to see a lot of war memorials. The World War II memorial, this grand, beautiful, it's a gorgeous memorial. You're going to see the Korean War memorial. You're going to see the Women in Combat memorial. And then you're going to go to a place right in front of the Lincoln Memorial, and you're going to see granite blocks put perfectly together in a long row. And you're going to see a whole bunch of names, almost 60,000 names. This is the wall. And there are so many beautiful monuments, but when you see this, you won't believe the power that comes from it. It almost vibrates. There was a staff sergeant from the Vietnam War. He was so upset he could never go down to Washington, D.C. to see this memorial. And his brother says to him, come on, let's go. So they end up going down to Washington, D.C. They end up going to the wall, and the staff sergeant looks upon it, and he's so moved, he writes this song. And this is for the Vietnam veterans, and it's called The Wall.
Middle of July, brother took me downtown to the mall, past the watchful eyes of Lincoln, neath the weeping summer skies, crossed the street to the little green and visited the wall. I remember I was nervous then, I guess a little scared, 'cause I wasn't sure how I'd react at all. See the names of the servicemen who'd been recorded there, who heard the final roll call and assembled at the wall. And every name's a father, or a husband, or a son, or a daughter, or a brother, or a cousin to someone, or a name might be a classmate, or a friend you may recall. 60,000 fallen names waiting at the wall. The wall is many granite sections, solid, cool, and black. A visitor may pause to touch a name. It just seems that in the dark reflection, the hands are reaching back, as if to greet and touch and hold the hands of those who came. Someone might stoop to leave a rose, a letter, or a poem, a message to a young man loved and lost, and to show they still remember those who never made it home, who built the wall so long and tall and paid the bitter cost. And every name's a father, or a husband, or a son, or a daughter, or a brother, or a cousin to someone, or a name might be a classmate, or a friend you may recall. So 60,000 fallen names waiting at the wall. wonder at the pilgrimage we made. A common bond, if any, might have brought us to this place. There were tourists and the curious and some veterans who came. Still others who sought an answer to it all. But the only thing I'm sure of is we left not quite the same. Our memories alive and well and waiting at the wall. And every name's a father or a husband or a son or a daughter or a brother or a cousin to someone, or a name might be a classmate or a friend you may recall. So there's 60,000 fallen names waiting at the wall. There's nearly 60,000 fallen names still waiting at the wall. I'm going to put somebody right on the spot here. No, you should wait. You shouldn't volunteer so quick. You notice their hands don't go up right away? They're like, I'm going to listen to this first. Does anybody here know and can sing and would like to sing God Bless America with me? Do you know it backwards and forwards? Do you know it? You do? On your feet. Come on up. What's your name, young man?
Jack.
Jack, very nice to meet you. So you sing and you know God Bless America, huh? That's well, very good. Do you sing it at ball games? Do you go out and do it? Do you just sing it at home, or you like to sing? Well, Jack, that's an outstanding thing. Because you see, when I was your age and I was singing, everyone used to make fun of me. And so I said, I don't care. I think this is a great thing. So you like to sing, you keep on singing, okay? All right. So someday you may find yourself at a little place that I found myself. It's called America's Most Beloved Ballpark. They call it Fenway Park. And Jack, someday you may get a phone call that says, Jack, we want you to sing God Bless America at the 7th inning stretch while we're playing the New York Yankees. And can you imagine the pressure? The pressure, it's unbelievable, but it's so fun. So keep singing. Now, what we're gonna do is, we're gonna be going through it twice. I'm gonna do do you sing the opening verse, While the Storm Clouds Gather Far Across the Sea? You've probably never heard of it. That was written by Irving Berlin for World War I. People think this song came from World War II, but it didn't. It came from World War I. So I'm going to do the opening verse, and then we're going to go right into God Bless America, and we circle back and we do it twice, okay? Can we do that? So let me tell you. Now you have to imagine you're at Fenway Park, okay? Everybody's out there. Ladies and gentlemen, what's your last name?
Murphy.
Jack Murphy. Good Italian name. I'm just kidding with you. Ladies and gentlemen, to honor America at the 7th inning stretch, please welcome, as we hear students from Joshua Eaton performing God Bless America. And then everyone's going to go, and then everyone's going to, okay, here's my audience. God bless America. And then you're going to step out. Everybody gets quiet, and everybody in the ballpark is eyeballs on you. And you have the big camera gets right down in front of you. The big camera's down, your face is up on the screen. You nervous yet? And now you have to remember the words. Okay, let's do it. Slap me. All right, let's go. I like it. I like it. Here we go. Here we go. Do another mic. While the storm clouds gather far across the sea, let us swear allegiance
Listen, you guys are unbelievable. And I know sometimes these assemblies are like, oh, they're getting so long. Someday you're going to look back on this and you're going to, I remember these great assemblies of Joshua Eaton. I want to thank everybody for coming. Jack, thank you. Slap me. Give me a good salute. Thank you, veterans. God bless you all.
That was some amazing music. Excellent job.
Veterans Day is Saturday, November 11th. You may wish to make your own special celebration when you're at home or attending town ceremony at Reading Common at 11 a.m. But wherever you are, take time to stop and think about the many men and women who have served or are serving in the Army, the Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, and Merchant Marines who protect our country, and say thank you to all of them.
Again, we want to say thank you to our veterans, a heartfelt thank you for your service and for coming here today. It's so special to all of us here at Joshua Eaton. And again, I hope you will join us in the lobby for some refreshments afterwards. I would like to also take this opportunity to thank my MC guests, Lauren and Justin. They did a wonderful job at this assembly. And before we leave the gym, Lauren and Justin just have one final word to say.
Remember to take time on the 11th hour, on the 11th day of the 11th month to pause and reflect about what our veterans have contributed to our country for our cherished freedoms. Thank you for joining us here today.
And just one final round of applause for our veterans.